Hello and welcome back to Holopon Solo Sagas. So we are playing our 11th session of Orc Borg today. We had our 4 that have now become 3 as Rabbit sadly passed away in the fight that they had last game. We are with our 3 Borg Orcs as they are exploring Astra Demolitor. They have been sent into Astra Demolitor to try and get something interesting out. We are looking for 2 secret areas within Astra Demolitor. We are of course using the Artillery Defilement GME that I wrote, basically an adaptation of a solitary defilement. For Orc Borg, where we are exploring the Derelict, there's been no updates since I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I released version 4, which has got the loot tables in. We are now, I haven't released any new ones, but my aim is to so I've released the Lancer GME, that's done. I want to do some work on possibly the Cyberpunk GME, and I'm going to do some hulls for, spend the next couple of weeks doing some hulls for the Orc Borg GME, so we can explore more things after these sessions. But at the moment, our 3 remaining Orcs, Grishnak and his brother Hroth, and their colleague Zern, they are exploring Astra Demolitor. They have just left that armory and they decided to go down this path here and see what they could find. Go exploring, see what they could find. So what we do is, our first pass during any of these things is to do a raid roll to see if we find a secret area or what we find, which is we roll 2d20 plus the number of secret areas already found, which is 0. Our DR for this dungeon, for this raid, is 12. We're looking for 12s or above. 2 hits is a secret area, which is a strong hit. 1 hit, a weak hit, is a normal area. So basically, Astra Demolitor, shiny, the armory was stacked up. I think we got some stuff out of the armory, or I can't remember what we got out of the armory. But we are exploring around the armory and seeing what we can find. We get a weak hit, another weak hit, which means we find a normal area in here. We will roll an Astra Demolitor area. First off, we want to know how many exits, which is the standard table from any of these sort of products, which we will get from the main pages, which is we roll a D4. We have found no areas, so we've got a 2, which means we've got 0s, which means there are 2 exits from here. And what is in here? We will use the tables specifically for Astra Demolitor. I think the last one we used a normal table. So we roll a D8 for our area type, so the area that we're in, the type, which is a 2. Command Nexus Tactical Core. Let's call this a command room. So we've entered a command room. So there's lots of panels and lots of stuff. Let's do an area description, which is a 6. Metal husks, torn servitors, disassembled limb piles. All right. So what we're in here. So this room is it's a command hub, but it's been decimated. So something occurred in here. Things are broken, stuff smashed up. So our question now is this recent or was this an old piece of damage? I really should put these tabs in this so as I can find the page. So we'll do a yes no oracle, which is a D20. The yes no is so was this recent? So recent is interesting because it means that they might still be here. Was this recent? 18. Yes, that thing you said comes true. Who would have thought it? So yes, it's recent. So what we've got here is 11 to 13 is yes, but life is never that easy, a complication. Whereas 18 is a very much a yes, it was quite recent. So we will then roll. So we know that. So now let's do our area contents. And if there's something in here, then it might be already angry. We've got a 5. A 5 is a common encounter. So basically we've come into this area, it's got smashed up. We will give them a perception roll, which we will do a weak hit, strong hit. Who has the best perception out of all? -1, 0, 0. All right, so they need to roll against the TR of the area to see if they know that they're moving in stealth, like quietly to ambush, or whether they'll get ambushed. A natural 20 and a 17, that's a strong hit. So they know that there's something in here that's been smashing stuff up, or there was a combat, and they're moving into the command hub with the knowledge that something is in here and is making noise. So we've got a common encounter where we've got, we could roll, we'll roll on the encounters, common encounters table. We've only got buzz drones at 1 and medical stuff or loot at 6. But even if we get medical stuff or loot, then we're going to put an encounter in here anyway. A 3, we don't have anything for a 3. So we need to think of something for a 3. We could roll. So an NPC, let's roll on the NPC table for Astronomolitor, and we'll see what we come up with. A 4, Orc Scout Krag, a lost Orc. Nah. That would be, because we do have, for the area contents for Astronomolitor, there is a possibility, so if we rolled a 3, event, gathering, or NPC. We could have done an NPC. But instead we've got a common event, so we will roll. We've got D6 for, alright, let's do this. We're going to roll D6 on the enemies table for Astra Demolitor, and we'll see what we come up with. A 4 is, a D3 plus 1 combat bots. So we've got D3 plus 1 combat bots. Combat bots look surprisingly like, I'll stick a picture up, Editing Pete, stick a picture up there or from the GME of the combat bots, and then I won't have to mention it. They are chrome titanium skeletons, stripped to raw function, dead neon eyes, cast cold light, it won't take cover, won't hesitate, won't stop. I'm sure you can think. So there's a D3 plus 1 of these fellas. There are 4 of them. So 4 combat bots, which we will name 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all have 9 hit points. They have a minus D4 armor because they're titanium. They have no morale, so they'll keep going. They have blasters and fists. All right. We are going to have, so those 4 are in the room. Maybe they've gone rogue, or they've gone, so if they're smashing the place up, maybe they've gone rogue, or they are gone a little bit haywire, so they're smashing the place up. Our 3 are going to walk in and go, all right lads, what we're going to do is we are going to ambush them, he says with his big cigar, Grishnak his cigar. Grishnak got cigars? I think he took someone's cigars, didn't he? What have they got on them that they could do? They could overclock, loads of cameras, mushrooms, cables, meter tractor. Yeah, they haven't got much. I don't think they've got a wrecker. They've both got wreckers, so they could just run in. So they're gonna, okay, we'll give them a chance because the combat bots don't know they're coming, and so the combat bots will be unaware and they're smashing stuff up. So do they? So we'll say, all right, let's do D20. So it's unlikely. So we'll get the lowest of these 2 rolls. We are asking, do they have ranged weapons? And I think we're going to want to say a yes does mean, so a yes is the interesting thing because it means that our people can't retaliate fire. They're going to have to try and close combat, which means that there's going to be a round of combat that these things can shoot them. So a yes, but I think it's unlikely. So because it's unlikely to be a yes, and yes is more interesting, we take the lowest of these 2, which is a 5 is the lowest, and a 5 is nope, McNope, that's a no. So they don't have ranged combat. They only have their metallic, titanium metallic fists, which they're at the moment proceeding to rampage through this command node. So for some reason, of course. So what it is that either Omnicratus or Exomortus has sent these into here to smash the place up because it's the other one. So is it, the 50 to 50-50, is it Omnicratus who sent them. 7 is a no. So it is. So we have got Exomortus. So this means that we might be making enemies with Exomortus. So Exomortus sent these 4 combat bots into this command node to smash it up, which is an Omnicratus, the Iron Theocrat. It's there. It's not going to be he, is it? It's an AI. It's their control node that the Exomortus sent these 4 things into. They're smashing it up. We've come in. They're smashing unawares. We will give them. We will say they win, which means that Grishnak gets to go twice, because we were assuming Grishnak auto wins initiative, which means he gets to go twice, and the other ones get to go once. But we'll give them an ambush so they can charge in and get an attack before the combat bots, I was going to call them Manators, get to retaliate. So, lads, ready, go! They charge in. Grishnak gets 2 attacks with a Wrecker as they charge across. There's wires all over the floor. Actually, let's give them an agility roll. We'll give them a +2 agility roll each, and we'll see how they go. So from the pile, top, first, second, third. That was a success. First, second is a fail. Third is second is Haroth. Haroth, who has agility of 0, Haroth will fail and trip over some stuff. So Haroth trips up and doesn't get a first attack, but the other lots will get to dive in and attack. So Grishnak first, gets to attack twice because of the cameras, has got a strength of +1, charges in, gets a -2 because of his eyes, because he's got mangled up eyes, which means that he has technically which means he needs to roll 13s. So he charges in with the Wrecker, rolling 13s. Gets 1 hit against one of the combat bots. I was going to say their name again. So charges in with the Wrecker, which is basically, it's a jackhammer, a 2-handed jackhammer. He's screaming at the top of his voice, spittle flying all over the place. He could have overclocked. He doesn't have time to overclock. Charges in. And he's going to try and give him a good one. Should we reset? I'm going to reset their miracles, because I'm feeling like a kind DM. I'm going to say all of their miracles can reset. And there's a charging in. Can't reset their powers. I can't tell whether Zern has 1 or whatever power, so Zern can have 1 power left. Grishnak has 1 power left, which was clear, and actually Hearn has 1 power left. Hearn is on 7 hit points, Grishnak is on 4, and Zern is on 4 hit points. Zern isn't looking too healthy. Alright, so charging in, hits it. He does a D10 damage as it piles into this thing. It has a D4 armor. He does 10 points of damage on it. Right, pay attention. It takes 1 point of damage off of it. Pay attention. That gives it 9 damage. These have 9 hit points. Grishnak charges in, pushes it into the back of one of their heads, and just plows down its spine, splitting this thing in half, killing number 4 of these these combat bots as it falls to the ground. Zern looks quite surprised with this. Zern, D4 damage isn't very much, but that's all that Zern's got. Zern's going to attempt to charge in and actually going to grab one, and he is going to attempt to shock it so as it doesn't get a first action on its turn. He's going to see if he can do that. So he charges in. It says here he's got a +2 DR for some mangle thing. So he needs to do 14s. He's got a strength of -1, which means he needs 15s. So he's going to charge in and he's going to try and hit it. He needs to roll 15s. Let's use this one. 14. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give him +1 for surprise. So he dives in. He attempts to electrocute it, but if it doesn't take any damage, it doesn't get electrocuted. It's the greens, we're the blacks. We do 2 points. It saves 1 point. It takes 1 point of damage. taking it to 8 hit points, and it is electrocuted, so this one is out of action for this turn and doesn't get to act on this bit. Bingo, partridge, hat stand. We now get to roll initiative to see who goes first, but this isn't the double attacks bit. We get +2. 21, which means that the lads go first, but the number 3 does not get to act this turn in retaliation. So, all 3 of them get to now act as Hroth has got off the ground, untangled his metallic legs from the wires that were strewn across the floor. So it's a huge expanse. You can imagine it's like a massive server room, and you can see that these four automated titanium shiny skeletal robots have been slowly making their way through this room, ripping stacks out, ripping cards out, wires are trawling along the floor. They were so busy trying to rip these machines apart, just being silent, and all you can hear is just the tearing sounds, which is what the lads heard as they came into this area, that they didn't hear the 4 of them running up behind screaming and ramming a jackhammer into the back. So Hroth is going to get up, and Hroth can go first because he didn't get to act last turn. And Hroth is going to sprint the short distance and attempt to ram his wrecker into the back of one of them and do what his brother did, his twin brother Grishnak. Is he going to do that? Yeah, he might try overclocking. He's got 7 hit points. He's going to overclock, which he takes D3 damage, takes 3 points of damage, which puts him on 4 hit points. Not great, but it does give him a 0 strength for this combat instead of -2. He then needs to try and stab up, if you can stab someone up with a jackhammer, one of the combat bots with the jackhammer. He's got 0s now, so he needs to roll 12s. The 4 does not successfully, so he trips over some cables and gets himself back to his feet, but the cold, dead red eyes of the combat bot stares him down. Zern is in front of this one that got electrocuted. Has Zern got anything that Zern can do that would actually hurt someone? He's got the summon car. He can attempt to summon a car and run this thing over because it's standing there all shocked and electrocuted. He's going to attempt to run it over. He has a presence of 0, which means that he needs to roll 10s to summon a car and run this thing over. He's got 4 hit points. Potentially he can knock himself out from it. 13 is enough. Okay. We hear and this little electric buggy appears out of nowhere as Zern summons it. That's the last of his summonings for this until he's had a chance to have a rest and get his points back. Comes ploughing through and whacks straight into this jerking metallic titanium skeletal frame. Doing how many hit points did we say that did? D10? I think we said a D10. It does a D10. It has a D4 armor. It comes ploughing into him. It does 10 points. 4 points come off because of the armor, but the 10 points being max damage, it's going to whack into him. He will go flying, and he's going to have to make, let's give him an agility roll, but he takes 6 hit points, putting him on 2 hit points. He needs to make an agility roll to stay standing, or he's going to fall to the ground. He falls to the ground, so he is prone. That one is prone as it's gone flying through the air, smashed into a stack of a server stack. The server stack has toppled over, made a whole bunch of other server stacks topple over in a domino type effect, and is embedded within the server stack. And the thing goes, and we'll give the car one more attack, so the car can do an attack next turn on Zern's next turn, and then the car's gone. Grishnak is going to turn. So there's 2 still standing. He's going to turn and he's going to chase into one of them. We'll give him a chance to overclock. So he's going to overclock, D3 damage, taking 2 points of damage, putting him on 6 hit points, which gives him a +3 strength. And he's going to charge into one of these 2 metallic combat bots with his wrecker, screaming at the top of his voice. Has he got? He hasn't got. What's he do? He's got 20 hulking tattoos. Oh, he's covered in tattoos, isn't he? He's covered in tattoos. He's going to scream, "For the techno wizard!" charge into this thing. He could make himself, nah, he's not going to make himself big. He's going to charge into this combat bot. He has a +1 because he's got a -2 because he's got his mangled up eyes from when he went unconscious, which gives him a +1, which means he needs to roll 11s. Well done. 19. That's definitely a hit, isn't it? So he charges in. He does his D10 damage. It has a D4 for armor. He does so he goes in. He's got it pinned, and it's going. He goes, as it's just basically he's chasing it around. I don't know if you ever tried doing that to a sheet of metal, and it just basically chases across the top of the surface, creating dents, and you just can't get through it. That's what Grishnak does. So we've got that one's prone. He's just going to stand up and can't do anything. And then we've got 2 who can actually act. So the one that's in front of Grishnak is going to attempt to punch Grishnak in the face. Grishnak has to roll 11s to dodge this. Grishnak, this fist comes out as he's poling in. These 2 fists are coming out and trying to hit Grishnak, and Grishnak is just basically taking him in the face and acting as though nothing is going on. And then we've got Horoth. Well, Horoth chased forwards, didn't he? So Horoth actually killed. No, Horoth didn't kill one. Horoth, he missed, didn't he? So Horoth is going to have. So that's that one that he's attacking. And then we've got one other one who can go for Horoth. Horoth needs a 12. So this one that Horoth ran past is going to turn and chase and try and grab Horoth and chuck Horoth across the room in a very much what these things do, throwing him across the room. Horoth is caught by the collar as it grabs him and chucks him across the room. Horoth has no armor and this thing does a d6 damage. Horoth has 4 hit points left. Horoth goes down. Horoth gets chucked into. Horoth is on 0. Horoth hasn't got mangled yet, according to this. So Horoth will get mangled at the end of this and we'll see what happens to Horoth. Because he's not got mangled, we'll give him a chance to be mangled. So then we've just got, so Horoth has gone down. Horoth has gone face first into a server stack. And he's got his legs sticking out, wibbling, as his arms are sticking out like that, wibbling. And he's just face head into a server stack, not really moving apart from electrical shocks going through him as that Terminator turns around. Two lads. So the one that's down, Zern, is going to attempt to get the car to run him over. Now we'll give Zern a presence test, target 10, to hit him, but if he fails, there's no lock because the power's already triggered off. So he needs to roll a 10 to run over the one that's on the floor. A 7 is a foul. He is going to burn a miracle. We could have had Horoth. Horoth can burn. We'll give Horoth a chance to burn a miracle and make a presence test to reverse engineer that and not have taken that damage, or to get a D4 hit points back. So Zern is going to attempt to. So he tries to summon, feels he's going in the wrong direction, tries again and gets a success. He's going to reverse back and attempt to run over the one that's on the floor, doing 3 points of armor, protect it, doing 5, 2 points go through. It was on 2 hit points. It backs over, there's a crunch of metal as its head pops open and wires and an eye goes boing, as it sort of, its lights go and it's out for the count. So we have, so that was Zern. So we've still got Grishnak who hasn't done anything. Grishnak is going to scream, "You killed my cut, brother!" Charge in with his wrecker into the one that threw Horoth. Screaming, I don't think Grishnak attacked, screaming at the top of his lungs. He has got, yeah, this is right, isn't it? Because they threw, now it's their turn, yes. The one that threw Horoth, he could try and make himself bigger. It means he does more damage. All right, he's going to make himself bigger. Out of anger, he's going to make himself more bigger. Try and make himself bigger. He got an 8, which is a fail. He is going to burn a miracle and try and re-roll that. And use different dice, which is good. So he got an 11, which is a pass. He's got a presence of -1, which drops that down to a 10. He needs a 10. He makes himself bigger, so he gets a +4. So he's got a -6 for dodging, but he gets a +4 for hitting, which gives him a total of a +7 to hit. So, and he gets a +d6 dice if he hits. So he's going to charge into this geezer. He gets +3, +4, -2, which gives him a +5, which means he needs 7s. 11 hits. So he charges in with the wrecker. He's screaming at the top of his voice. He's massive at the moment. The wrecker looks like a toothpick in his hands. As he goes charging forwards, he gets a d6 because of his massive size, and he gets a d10 for the wrecker. So he gets an 11, and this guy geezer gets 1 point off the armor, doing 10 hit points, meaning he absolutely mullers this combat bot. He's driving into the ground, he's jumping up and down and going, "You killed my brother!" And then there's one combat bot left. Now the combat bots have no morale, which means they keep fighting until the end. So the combat bot can see there's Zern jumping up and down on one of his fellas. There's Zern, who has just made a car run over one of his mates, and there's Grishnak, who looks huge and is jumping up and down. Now, which of these two is going to go for? I'm thinking 1 to 6, it's going to be Zern, who looks the easy target. And, you know, Grishnak looks busy. He's big and he's busy. He doesn't want to disturb him. 1 to 4. So 1 to 4, Grishnak. All the rest is Zern. It's Grishnak. All right, so he comes charging in, you know, the Terminator run. But just out of coincidence, charging into Grishnak and attempting with both hands to just take Grishnak down. Grishnak is -4 to dodging, which -4 to dodge? Yeah, -4 dodge. He's got +1, so -4 gives him a -3, which means he needs to roll 15s to dodge this thing running into him. He could burn his last miracle and try and dodge it. He's going to burn his last miracle and try and dodge it. He's, you know, might as well, because I've not really been using them, so he still needs to roll 15s. 16! Miley. Okay, so Grishnak, as it comes charging forwards, it almost as though time slows down as the thing comes charging forwards, and Grishnak can almost see what he's going to do, and he starts to move left, and he sort of calculates everything in his head and goes, nah. Moves right, and this thing just goes charging straight by him and whacks into the server stack next to him. He turns to it and goes, "That'll teach you to do my brother." So that was them attacking them. So this is the only one standing. We've now got Zern and Grishnak that's up. Grishnak is on top of this one, so Grishnak might fight this one. Zern is going to go over, and Zern is going to see if Horoth is alright. So Zern's going to go over to Horoth. I will give Zern a presence check to roll, and Horoth can spend his miracles in him doing it. I'm going to give Zern a penalty of 2, meaning Zern needs to roll 14s. If he gets a success, he'll get to pull him out, and then he can have a D4 hit points back, D6 hit points back. Well, it depends how well he does. So he needs to roll 14s. He's got 0 presence. 13 isn't good enough. Horoth needs to spend a miracle. So Zern can't spend these miracles. Horoth has to. Horoth has 1 miracle left. 14s again. No, failing. That means he spends his next miracle. He's got 0 miracles left. Shall we switch to the other dice? We're going to switch to the dark green D20. 5, no, failing. Okay, so he can't. So does that make Horoth dead? No, it means that Horoth is on the 0, so Horoth gets mangled, doesn't it? That means Horoth is mangled. So he's pulled. We'll do that now. So he's pulled Horoth out of the ground, out of the server stack. He's on the floor, and he's sort of like doing Horoth's chest. Where's our combat-y bit with the you get mangled? Talk among yourselves. Here we go. When you hit 0 hit points, you're down. You're tough as now, so you don't die until you hit -6 hit points. He didn't. He went to 0. If no one comes to help you or finish you off, you wake up in D6 hours with D6 hit points and a cracking headache. Roll on the mangled table. So he doesn't like fail getting mangled. So he gets D6 back. He gets 1 hit point back. That sucks, doesn't it? That sucks heaps. So Hroth comes back on 1 hit point, but he's mangled. So we are going to roll until we get something good on the mangle table. 4, mistrust anything in writing, no good. 7, weapons don't work unless you yell at them, nah. 8, you eat, all tests are +1, you have to eat a D12 worth of tech each day. That's quite interesting. Oh, that's quirks. No, I'm rolling on mangled. I'm looking at quirks. I should be rolling on mangled. Sorry, I do apologise. But I like that one. I like that. He has to eat D12 tech and DRs are at +1, so it's harder. So everything he does is harder. We'll write this down in a minute. That's quirks, not mangled. Mangled. That means I rolled mangled wrong last time. I was rolling on the wrong table. 3, eyes. There we go, again. It's the same thing as everyone else has got. DR +2 on test to attack notice. So he's got mangled eyes. He's got mangly, mangly, wangly eyes. He's DR +2. He went face first into a server, didn't he? He went face first into a server, so no wonder he's got mangled eyes. Plus, he's got this overwhelming desire to eat tech because he went face first into a server. Grishnak. Grishnak is facing down with this Terminator, who is attempting to terminate Grishnak, who his eyes are glowing sparky, as Grishnak is going to pace slowly towards him, and Grishnak is going to scream, "You killed my..." Oh, he's up, and then pile in. He's got. So what is he on at the moment? He's big, which gives him a +4. He's overclocked, which gives him a +3 total, which is a +7. But he has got bad eyes, so he's only down to a +5. He's got a hit of 12, which means it's 7s. 4 missing. So he's so busy sort of monologuing about how he's going to rip this combat bot a new one that he goes straight up to him and forgets to do the attack. He's face to face with his combat bot, just screaming into his face, and the combat bot is just doing nothing, just red eyes. You can see the camera shot from Grishnak, whose spittle's coming out of his face, his tusks are up, he's looking angry, and you can see the red glow in his face coming from the combat bot's eyes, and then the combat bot reaches out and attempts to just whack him. Grishnak is at minus, what's he got? So he's got a -6 to dodging, which gives him a -3, which means he needs to roll 15s, doesn't it? And he's got no miracles left. No. So the combat bot reaches out and just punches him in the face. Grishnak has got makeshift armor. We'll use that for the armor. It's D2 armor. That for the damage, D6 damage. So it's 1 point. So 5 points of damage. So it smashes him, putting Grishnak on 1 hit point. He smashes him in the jaw. His whole jaw, like slow-mo, dislocates and comes back into place. There's all blood and spittle goes flying out this way, and Grishnak comes back down and then stares him in the eye. And now we're on our Orcs' turn. Hroth could do something. So Hroth could do something. Hroth is going to stand up and head over. That's what Hroth does. Zern is going to run up behind the combat bot and try and grab him and electrocute him. Combat bot is still on 4 hit points. Zern will need he needs a 12, so he needs a 13. Zern will need a 13 to grab him. He has 1 miracle left. An 18 grabs him. He's electrocuted. There's a D4, D4. Zern is the black D4. The combat bot is the green D4. He needs to do 1 point of damage to actually hurt him. So did I say that was, I can't remember which one was which, but I'm going to do it. The 4 points is the damage and the 1 point is the armor. So 3 points of damage. I can't remember which, how awful was that? I cannot remember which way around I did them. Honestly, I can't. So hopefully it was this way around. And the thing's all shocked, so the thing cannot act this turn. It is shocked. Grishnak, who's now on 1 hit point, is going to take advantage of this, and Grishnak is going to attempt to mullet this thing. He has needs 7s, isn't it? 17! Yay! Yay, Grishnak! Go, Grishnak! Yay! He does D10 damage with the Wrecker. It does, so 1 point of damage. putting it down to 5 hit points. But he's electrocuted this turn, so he does not get to act. So he's cycled back down, and Grishnak gets to try and do it again. And that one, all right, the wrecker gets bust. So the wrecker goes, and the wrecker breaks. And he can't get the wrecker to work again. The wrecker is out of action. And Harof is up now. So Harof is going to have a go. 12 is exactly what he needs. He's got an agility of 0. He doesn't have, oh no he doesn't, he's got his mangled up eyes, isn't he? So he needs 14, so 12 doesn't do it. So he runs up and trips and can't quite get him either. How many hit points? He's got 5 hit points remaining. Zern is going to try and electrocute him again. So Zern needs 10s, I think. No, Zern needs 12s. 17 hits. Definitely. Zern is that one. Combat bot. He needs to do at least 1 point of damage to keep him in lock. No. So he runs up, tries to do that. The combat bot is going to attack Zern because Zern is the one he's trying to get his hands on him. Zern's going to try and dodge. Zern needs 10s. Zern fails to dodge. Zern has a D2 armor. It does a D6 damage. It does 2 points of damage on Zern, because we've got 2 points coming off of the 4, 2 points of damage, putting Zern on 2 hit points. This is all going off, they're all piling in, there's this one turn, all 3 of them at this point are just going to dive on this combat bot. If they don't kill it, we'll see it bust its way out in cinematically, otherwise they're all just going to jump up and down on it. Grishnak has got 1 hit point left. Grishnak is going to attempt to, on his last bit of the power that he's got, he's going to try and, yep, he tries to do it some damage. He does a D10, it's got 5 hit points left. He does 1 hit point on it. So this thing is just dodging and weaving and avoiding the damage. Oh no, he hasn't got, his wrecker's not there anymore. Well, he does 1 hit point on it. He hasn't got a wrecker anymore. Harof is then going to do his wrecker. Harof needs 14s. 18 hits. Harof does do D10 damage. Come on, it's got 4 hit points left. Do him, Harof. No, it does nothing. Does no damage. And finally, we have Zern is going to try again. Otherwise, it's going to push its way up out of all of them. Zern is really desperately trying to, because, you know, the DM here is getting a bit bored. It wants to do it. So Zern, I can't. He's got no power left to do that. What else could he do? He's got cables. He's got electrical cables. He's going to attempt to tie it up. No, that won't work. He's going to just try and electrocute it. He's got a D4. We will say he can do a D4 plus 1 damage because we want to get this over and done with. He's going to try and grab it and electrocute it. He has a natural 20. Natural 20 does maximum damage. I said a D4 plus 1. Natural damage would be a D4, which is 4, plus 1, which is 5. It's got 4 hit points. If it rolls a 2, would leave it on 3 hit points, but it is electrocuted. Can we just say it dies at this point, because we've been going for ages? It dies at this point. They've piled, like there's these 4 combat bots piled all over the place. They're all looking very worse for wear. Krishnak on 1 hit point, Harof on 1 hit point, Zern on 2 hit points. They are looking worse for wear. They are staggering around, breathing heavily. They've just gone one area, the command area. We will, how long have we been going? I know it's only a short one and it's only one area, but we might just do that area. They are going to stagger about, looking really sort of, oh my God, what have we got ourselves into, lads? I don't know what's going on here. I know, I'm going to give them a roll on the new tables, the loot tables, but they need to make a loot check first, which means that we're going to give them a presence check, and that's a fail. It's a failure, and which means we'll give them a trap. They're going to have an Astra Demolitor trap, which might kill all of them before we know. What we got? We've got a part. Here we go. Traps. D6. 2. Recycling cycle initiated. The section of the floor slips slightly. An automated purge cycle is about to begin. The moment motion is detected, gravitic clamps activate, dragging intruders into a mechanized waste process. TR strength move. Weak hit, D6 damage or lose 1 item to the grinder. A fail, D8 damage and stuck in place until someone pries you free. Well, any damage and they all basically die. So they are each going to have to make a TR, which is against 12, strength check. Now Grishnak is still massive because that is for an hour, and so they can all make a strength check. So Grishnak will go first. Grishnak has +3, +4, so Grishnak, who is overclocked and has got that +4, so it's +7, so needs to get +7s against 12s. So that's a failure. So that means Grishnak, I mean, this might mean all of them die at this point. So they all get, so Grishnak gets sucked into a processing plant no matter what damage he takes. Well, we can do D8 damage is what he takes. He takes 5, yeah, so he's on -4. Zern, who is -1 strength. Zern is a fail as well, so that would make that an 11, TR of 12. Zern goes down, so he gets sucked into it. And then we've got Hroth. Could have, if Hroth succeeds, if Hroth gets a strong hit, then Hroth is out and we will end it with those two being held, and then Hroth is going to try and have to work out a way to get him out. Hroth has a strength of -2, but he did overclock, which gives him a 0, so that's 12s. He gets a weak hit, but a weak hit still puts you in to the trap, which is recycling a weak hit, D6 damage or lose 1 item to the grinder. I mean, he could, all right, we are going to have the session ends with Hroth being slowly dragged towards the gravimetic as Grishnak is unconscious and in it. We'll just do Grishnak can get mangled again until so his eyes are mangled. If he re-rolls eyes, then it's going to be, because he's also got his gob, his head, his guts, his arms and his legs, and then he's too mangled to go on. So Grishnak is unconscious inside these metal things that are sort of eating at his metal legs. Zern is unconscious as Zern is sliding towards it, and then Hroth, who got a weak hit, can possibly, can possibly survive it if he makes a roll next session, which will say that he could, because what it said is it was D6 damage or lose 1 item to the grinder. So he will lose the wrecker to the grinder, and we end this episode of the Orc Borg TV series with Hroth slowly getting dragged towards the pit and then jamming his wrecker into the mechanism, gumming up the works and stopping it from being able to churn them anymore. And I'm going to write roll mangle. We need to roll mangle for Grishnak and Zern. Thank you very much. That was a shortish Orc Borg. Thank you very much for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, do consider subscribing. All of that was run using the GME that I wrote, which is available from here or drive-through or various other places. If you are considering being a member of the Adventurers Guild, let me say it's a great thing to do. You get lots of things early access. There's additional things in the background. There's all sorts of fun things that you can get up to, including seeing the videos early. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Guild for all of your support at the moment. It is very, very important, and it really does help this channel still exist. And that's about it, really. Thank you so much for your watching of this week, and I shall see you next week for a little bit more Orc Borg. See ya.